Welcome to the Dogon podcast. This is going to be a good episode. I know I say that a lot, but we got some good stuff for you guys
all
today.
Good ones.
Yeah. We got some great news last night and finished up a few things and a few parts of it this morning.
Yeah.
The Dogon Go Pack is now officially on the TikTok shop.
We are now able to sell them on the shop, and they're pretty much cheaper than you can get them on the website. I mean, for the most part, we are going to be pushing people towards that, and also the in-store Texoma tobacco around Sherman, you know.
Yeah. We're still waiting on, I think a couple of the locations are under different names.
Yeah,
so still
they're
waiting
different
to get
names, but, I mean, we just don't know them yet.
Yeah, but we are going to start, we're even going to go out to the, local farmers market. One of our initiatives of, kind of creating a buzz locally has to do with getting, a couple communities in one area excited about the product. And when that happens, you can get enough buzz and enough momentum to drive your online sales because of the attention that you're getting.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, something that we're planning here in the future. And it kind of is a perfect segue. I don't want to understate how excited I am about being on the TikTok shop. I mean, that is just, phenomenal.
It's been messed up with two different accounts being linked to it. And I don't know, I guess TikTok is very stubborn with unlinking accounts, and you have to go through support, and it's a whole ordeal, but we got it done. Yeah,
and it really depends on how you look at it. I think that segue is perfect into kind of what I want to talk about today, which is, in business, you can't give up. There can't be I kind of want to redefine what quitting is. Because, this morning I listened to, I'll listen to like Pina, or I'll listen to Andrew Tate, because those two are just like super aggressive. They kind of just say it how it is, and sometimes it's a little bit too aggressive or too much. There's a lot of stuff that Tate says that I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that guy, but
why is that?
I've just seen a lot of shitty videos about him.
So you just believed videos that other people put up?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I just saw some information on him that wasn't good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you saw somebody's opinion of him that wasn't good, right? Like, because, he never got in trouble for anything that they said he was doing, I
mean, I don't know. I don't really want to get into all that, but...
Why not?
I just, I don't know. I don't know too much. Like, I haven't retained all that information. I just know I don't like that man.
Man, that's a dangerous place to be in. To just make a decision without having the information and just having a strong opinion against him. I mean, I think he's a great guy. I think everybody has their faults. I don't agree with 100% of what he says. I think, like Tucker Carlson said, I think that'd be weird if somebody agreed 100% with somebody else.
Right.
We should all have differences, but he brought up a really good point in one of his motivational, videos this morning, and he talked about what is a quitter. And I was like, well, everyone knows what a quitter is. It's when you stop doing what you said you're going to do. Like you don't do it. You give up on it. And he said, no, that's not it. And it was like, what do you mean? And he said that throughout your day, in individual moments, with everything that you do and every thought that you have, you make a choice to quit or not to. And it's when you quit on yourself and you aren't giving 100% effort all the time, then you're quitting on yourself in these little moments throughout your day and throughout your week and year and life. And I just thought that was so powerful because, for example, I was going to change my shirt. I'm wearing another personality movement shirt, but the reason I didn't is because he started off that video where he was like, if you try at something and give 100% of your effort every day for 2 years, you can have whatever you want. And I was like, that's not true. I was like, that's bullshit. That's not true. And then he said, and if you're saying that's not true, then you need to be honest with yourself and look back. Was there a time that you watched a Netflix movie instead of doing work? Was there a time that you stayed up late instead of going to bed and getting up early? And he like goes through all these different scenarios. And I had to be honest with myself that the reason I didn't get to the level of success that I wanted with the personality movement was because I was quitting on myself in these little moments, in these little individual periods of time. And ultimately I closed up the business, for personal reasons, and, but I still quit. You know, I still walked away from it because of decisions that I wanted to make, and looking back on it, I didn't give 100%. And you know, you got to remember, I was getting up at 4 a.m. almost every day for like 2-3 years when I was building that company. And even then, there were so many days where I was giving 60%, 50%.
Right.
You know, and I think that's just such a valuable lesson that, you know, if, you know, it's almost like you have no room to complain if you're not burning yourself every day, you know, until you're like, I'm passing out, you know. And I've heard this from a lot of other people, from ET, from, you know, a lot of, you know, really impressive individuals in our world. They talk about giving more than 100%. But if you're not giving at least 100%, then, you know, you're cheating yourself, and you are, you know, you're quitting on yourself in these little moments. And another thing that he said that was like, kind of hit me, is he was like, you owe it to your ancestors. He was like, what, your ancestors survived an ice age and used to battle animals with their bare hands and had huge wars, and you know, they went through all that. So what? So you could jack off in your room and fucking, you know, watch some Netflix or some shit? And I was just like, damn, like, you know. And he's like, you owe it to your ancestors, you owe it to God, you owe it to yourself to give 100% every day. And I mean, that hit me pretty hard this morning.
Yeah. I mean, always pushing yourself and always giving more than you can think or imagine is definitely good for yourself, good for your business, and good for everything. Yeah.
And I think it's like, you know, even me with what I've done with Dogon Packs, it's like, I still could have been giving more effort every day. Even the days that I like, my best days so far weren't 100%.
Right.
You know, I don't think I've ever been, you know, I mean, because I get tired, I want to break, I tell myself, you know, and he was like, you know, it's not about motivation, it's not about, you know, whether you feel like it, it's just one simple thing, and that's discipline. And it's like, you know, do you discipline yourself? You know the stuff you're supposed to do to have a good life. You know what you're supposed to, how you're supposed to act to get the things that you want, but you can like create a story so quickly in your head and justify to yourself, like, oh, well, I've been working since 4 a.m. It's 6 p.m. I'm going to watch a movie instead of, you know, banging out some more work.
Yeah. And
I just found that powerful. You know, that definitely hit me hard this morning, and it's definitely something that I'm going to be reflecting on over the next week or so. I mean, I'm going to raise my level.
There you go.
And that's one of our core values, you know, with Dogon Packs, is raise your level. It's not just your energy level, you know, it's raising your level in every aspect of life as you push forward, you know. And I don't know, it's different for everybody. I mean, you know, when you look at stuff that you have to do for Dogon, you know, how do you evaluate like your stopping point, or how do you navigate that when you don't feel like doing something, or when you're not motivated?
Well, I usually just, I'll list out like a bunch of different things that I need to do, or things that I know I have to do. And then I'll usually just start on it and start busting out some things, you know. I personally can't really stop once I've started, it's hard for me to do that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I just get the ball rolling, and I usually just fucking, you know, next minute it's fucking, 12.
Yeah. I mean, last night I was up until like 12:40, I think was the last time I looked at the clock. I couldn't fall asleep, and when my alarm clock went off this morning, I left, like, I did an audio note for myself for my alarm clock, and it was, get up, you stayed up late because you didn't do the right things, get up, you're not sleeping in. And that worked for me this morning. I was like, oh yeah, you know, it like snapped me out of it and got me right in the zone. And I've been, you know, running since 4 a.m. this morning, but for the first time, I'm not looking at it as like, oh, I've been working since 4 a.m. It's like, how many hours do I have left? You know, before, you know, how many hours more can I crank out what I need to do? And I did a lot with the TikTok shop this morning. Again, we're just like so excited that we're on the TikTok shop. It was pretty simple setup once I, you know, kind of got to the place where I can just unlink and relink everything. And, you know, the customer service rep was like, that's not going to change anything. And I was like, I don't care. I'm unlinking it and linking it again. And, and it worked. So it was like, hell yeah, let's do that. We're going to be adding a couple other products like our 3-pack and our 6-pack, or our month supply and our 2-month supply. We might be able to do it with the current bags that we have, but we may have to get different packaging. But I'm going to try with taking a picture of the of 3 bags, because you have to do like an upload of the picture of the product, and they have to make sure it matches what you're saying. So I think I'm going to do like 3 bags in one picture and see if it'll let me do that.
Yeah.
That's really was our plan initially, to use the single packs as our month supply and our 2-month supply as well. It's just going to be like 3 bags or 6 bags for those ones. But so you get the 60 or the 120 Go tablets, But yeah, it's been a interesting morning. I mean, I basically did 4 hours of different motiversity and motivational, recordings, just because I was like kind of eating at myself, like, why am I not getting certain things to work? We're having great success in a lot of areas. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this has been phenomenal, and the response from the community and people who've used it is just awesome. But I was like, how can I take this thing to the next level? And it was just like, duh, you just have to put in more effort. You have to put in more focus, and, you have to look at everything. I mean, I'm doing everything from the TikTok shop to the Facebook shop, to setting up our LinkedIn page, to looking at the trademarking website today and going through a few finalized stuff with that and getting that ready to, we had to do like you have to kind of go back and forth sometimes to get things approved, but yeah, so I'm in the process of that. It can take up to 3 months, so it's like, I got to get it started now, and it's just, in between that, I was writing a couple marketing emails. I was reviewing content from other creators in our space, and the biggest thing I did this morning is I looked at like 4 different videos for editing, for attention grabbing, and product promotion. And there were some really cool points in some of those videos, and it's definitely gonna be something that I apply in the future as I make little commercials and stuff like that for Dogon Packs. But it was overall, I feel like it was a rebirth this morning.
Hell yeah,
I needed that. But today, I don't know what we're gonna exactly do, but we do want to get out
today. We're gonna be going out. I mean, yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but we're gonna be filming. Like we did the other few Saturdays, getting footage maybe of the bridge, or, I mean, it's probably going to be extremely hot like it's been, but...
Yeah, it is real hot. When I went down and changed my laundry, it was
I
like...
imagine so.
So, yeah.
Well, I don't know what we want to do, but we'll figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's going to give you some cool videos.
Yeah. And, the more we get out there, the more hands we shake, the more people we get to know, the better. And, I don't know. It might be a good idea to go to the bridge today, just, plan for swimming almost. I might even bring a towel just so I can, when I'm like unbelievably hot, I can just hop in real quick, because that'd be nice. Some of that water, when it's moving, it's not bad. When it's really low, it's like brown water,
Yeah.
But when it's moving, it's nice and clear, and it's definitely a place that we can find people that would use the Dogon Go Pack.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe, is there any other, like, lakes or anything around here?
Yeah, we could try to find that one lake that I was trying to find, because that one would actually be really dope. I just got to find,
I just want to get more than just that one place.
For sure. Yeah, and yeah, I actually totally forgot about that other spot, but yeah, maybe I can, I'll have to text my ex's sister, see if she can tell me what it is, because I can't remember the name of the park, but when we went there, it was just so nice to be able to walk around, and I mean, the trail was awesome. There was usually a lot of people there, but yeah, so I'll definitely try to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you're tired?
A little bit, but
Pop that Dogon Go Pack. Well, you went to bed before me, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is.
What do you mean?
What?
You said and then you said, is what it is. So I was like,
I just don't want to get into it, really. You know what I mean?
Why?
I'm just fucking tired, man.
Why though? Like, why? No, not why that you're tired, but like, why wouldn't you want to talk about being tired?
I don't know. I usually get shit on for it, but
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily shit on for it. I mean, it's just like, you know, I mean, it's good to have these types of conversations and, you know, I mean, to kind of, you know, bring about, you know, certain aspects of thought and, you know, and just try to understand certain things. But, you know, I mean, I was tired as this morning, you know, I mean, it was like, man, when my alarm went off and I heard that message, I was just like, all right, I'll just force myself. I'll force myself to go. And then I went out to the gas station, got something from the gas station. I was like, oh man, I should have got a water. I don't have any cold water. So I went to like 2 other gas stations and they were closed. And I'm like, how, like in Detroit and in the Michigan area, even in the Missouri area, it's like everything is open at like 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah, not this place.
That is just
shuts down at like 9.
That's just so wild to me. Like, I just wonder what everybody's doing.
Not a whole lot because everything's closed.
Yeah, no, I know. And there's not like there's a ton of people out moving around either, which is another weird thing. I mean, it used to be like the reason I used to run at 4 o'clock in the morning, even up in the middle of nowhere, even up in the middle of Sheboygan where there was like 4,000 people in the city. I'd get up at 4 a.m. because there was no cars, there was no people out.
Yeah,
you know, but by 5:30. There's definitely cars out, you know, there was definitely people moving around and it was, you know, it kind of changes the environment. But man, here it's like, if you get up at 9 o'clock, you're an early riser. And that's just wild to me.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'm curious to see, you know, demographically, you know, because there's been so many studies done on what time people get up determines their income. And it'd be curious to see in areas where places aren't open or there isn't commerce happening early in the morning, what the median income is compared to somewhere where it is open. You know, I think you'd see a big difference.
Income in general in Texas is just not good, but
yeah,
I mean, just for like regular wage jobs, but
yeah, I mean, you go into Dallas, you go into some of the city areas, you know, you can definitely get some.
Yeah, of course it picks up there, but you know, over here where we're at, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to, you know, minimum wage and what, you know, I mean, it's like it's kind of surprising in some areas. You almost feel like you're in the past, you know, which is
feel like it.
Yeah, it's wild. But you know, that's part of my drive why I want to get back to Michigan. It's just like a different level of buzz up there, you know, like it's like, you know, you people stay up till 2 a.m. and still get up at 6, you know, but yeah, it's really a battle for me internally to try to find ways to make myself do more, make myself think about more, because, you know, like when you're starting a business and you're getting it off the ground, you know, you can't singularly focus on anything because there is 5,000 things that you need to be worrying about. You need to be doing risk assessment. You need to be worrying about compliance. You need to be worrying about, you know, growth strategy, vision. You know, there's so many different aspects that you have to consider that it's like you can never really focus on one thing at a time. It's kind of like a generalized focus, and whichever area needs the most attention, that's where you go. But they all need attention, you know. I did try to get in touch with our T-shirt guy. Still waiting on our T-shirts.
I think we might have to use someone else because it's just ridiculous.
I know. Normally he turns them around like that, so I just, you know, I don't really know what's going on there, but yeah, I really hope that gets corrected quickly, and in the future we don't, you know, deal with that same type of situation. But yeah, I mean, because we, you know, if it becomes too much a hassle, I'll just do a Printify store. You know, we don't need to make money on the merch. You know what I mean?
Because I know a few of the people who actually got the Go Pack were pretty excited about the shirts. They thought they were going to get it with it, but you know, I told them, you know, we're still waiting on them. Yeah.
Did you? Well, we told them before that, right? Before we sent them out.
Yeah. I mean, I told them, but they just didn't remember, I guess.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, my family and friends are like, no, don't send them out. It's fine. And I'm like, no, dude, you know, we're definitely going to send those out. As soon as I get them in, you guys are getting them. The more people who are wearing those and walking around, you know, the better. Yeah. I love it. You know, when I get to see people wearing our merch and our merch isn't like, you know, our first launch T-shirt, like what Tristan's wearing, you know, is like logo heavy. You know, it's very merchy. Yeah. You know, but
this was like the first fucking shirt we ever made, so
yeah. And you know, and the next ones are more artistic and, you know, very subtle. Like some of them say Dogon packs on the back,
right?
You know, bottom part of the shirt on the right hand side. But Other than that, it's like a spiral or it's a molecule design. I mean, it's, we're trying to come up with stuff that you're going to be happy to wear, that you're going to kind of fit into your daily routine of what you wear. And then if somebody's like, where'd you get that shirt? That's when it's, oh, Dogon packs, and that to me is more powerful than somebody seeing Dogon packs on your shirt.
Right.
When you're talking to somebody word of mouth, it just makes a world of difference.
For sure.
But yeah, so, do you think we should go to the bridge, or do you think we should try somewhere else, or go to that park?
Somewhere else if we can find it. If not, then of course we got to do something. But
yeah, I think that park is like over in the Dennis and Sherman area. So if we just get over in that general area, we can look at them all. I'll just find
figure it out.
Yeah, because it's like it's rock that goes all the way around the water. It's not like, it's not like a grassy area or there's no pine trees in front of it. Like it's like stone rock, and it goes all the way around and then into the woods and all around, and then so yeah, we if we can find that, I think there'll definitely be some people out there, and just like that one guy we found, it was 100 and some degrees. We're walking and like, man, it's hot. This is hard, and he comes by, 50, 60-year-old guy comes running by, working out in that heat. And it was just like, hell yeah, man, take a go pack. You need that. And, just to go back to like the feedback that we're getting from people is far exceeding even my expectations. And I had really high expectations.
I have not gotten one negative review on it. Like everybody I've asked about it has liked it at least, or noticed a difference. So,
and a lot of people have volunteered that to me. I haven't even had to ask them.
No, for real, yeah.
They're just like, dude, too. This thing's awesome. and that's
a couple people, like I gave it to one guy, and then that guy gave it to a couple other people, and then those other people came back to me and were like, hey, whoa, hey man, that stuff's cool.
Can I get one?
Yeah, they want them now, so I gave them out.
Yeah, and we are working with our bag distributor to get larger bags for the 3-pack and the 6-pack as well. So it'll be easier to get. But if you already have your Go packs and you just want to do a refill pack, that is definitely something that's easily available. And we're offering that in a 60, a minimum 60, Go pill.
So you don't have to stack up the plastic and throw them out, or if you don't need them,
I mean, but if you got kids, they're going to love those things. So just keep giving them the pack.
They will.
And it's funny that we saw that the inside comes out and all that. I already had a friend of mine was like, yeah, I pulled that inside out, dude, and I just, I have them free in there.
I know. I thought that a lot of people might want to do that, but
yeah, it's probably designed that way for easy cleaning. So if you use it for a while and you just want to wipe it out,
powdery, but I don't know. It's also for dividing 2 different pills types. If you had them in there, but.
Which is coming.
Which is something we want to do, so it's good.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I talked to the distributor last night for the Dogon well pack, or the manufacturer. I'm sorry, we're the distributor, I guess. But yeah, so I talked to the manufacturer, and it's still same price. Get it all loaded, get it all done. So that's something that as soon as we can pull the trigger on that, man, we are. I mean, that's going to be cool. It's something that I want. And I did see on TikTok somebody had a similar blend to what we were doing. It just came out with a oregano oil and black currant seed oil blend.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And but they forgot about that cayenne pepper. So, it's not going to work as well, with it
what
without
are they calling
that.
It?
I think it's just oregano oil with black seed currant oil. Just like a regular name. Yeah. But, it's like one of those huge bags of vitamins. So, it's just going to add to that vitamin graveyard. It may not be a bottle, but now it's a bag. You know?
I mean, I've never really understood that. I mean, I know that stuff sells well, but why not make a brand out of it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember what brand it was. It is some type of like Nature Health or something like that.
But they all just copy each other.
Yeah,
and it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I know, and it's mostly because it's expensive to work with research and development and have them go through the process of because if there's a lot of issues with your formulation and getting it to go down the production line, you're looking at delay and time, and they're just like a lot of those guys. They have like hundreds of thousands, millions of customers already, so they're just pumping out whatever they can because those people just buy it up. Yeah, but it's like we never want to get to that. But even when we have millions of customers, we never want to get to that point of complacency where we're like, this is good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want to have like some bit of what do you call it?
Speciality.
Yeah, or like what am I trying to say? Like
a differentiating factor,
confidence or like, I don't know. I just want it to be better than other people, like everything else. Like I just want it to be good, and I want it to look good. I want it to feel good when you fucking open it. Like I just want it to be a quality product, you know?
Amen. Yeah.
I want it to have a cool name or, you know, everything.
Yeah. You know, and like really put effort and intention behind it, because that makes a difference.
Yeah.
You know, people say you can tell in the cooking if, you know, somebody put love into it, you know, if they made it, you know, in a way that was with positive emotion and excited to feed other people. And you know, I think that's the same way with everything. You know, if somebody has a positive intention, they can even say the worst thing, the hardest thing. And if they're doing it for the right reasons, I think it just hits different. Yeah. You know, it just lands different.
You know, something a little off topic, I was thinking about maybe we could meet our contact up in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about
the woman?
Yeah. The property contact?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an idea. You know,
I don't know if she's down for it today, but you know.
She was bugging me to hang out for a little bit. She doesn't have her kids right now. She was like, "Come on, we should at least hang out."
Perfect, man.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, that might work out.
That might be a cool footage too over in Oklahoma. Maybe there's some cool shit. I mean, I don't know fucking shit about Oklahoma. Maybe there's nothing, but
I wish I would have paid attention on, you know, my ex and I used to take drives around Carpenter's Bluff Bridge, and we'd go to the Oklahoma side. And go down
I've actually driven all the way through Oklahoma, and I still just can't remember. But
yeah, and like this one road, it like winds along the Red River, and then it goes through all these farm places, and there's like all these, you know, cows and different, you know, farm patches and different properties, and it's such an awesome, beautiful drive. But I've tried to go there a few times. No idea. No, I can't figure. Like, I just never paid attention when I was on a drive.
Yeah,
because
no, me neither. My whole destination wasn't Oklahoma. It was fucking Arkansas, and Arkansas is really pretty. I would love to get some footage over there, but it's just like 4 hours away. So
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's really just about going out there and making it happen with positive results. You know, if you just go out there every day or every Saturday and you're not getting anything quality, you're not, you know, building relationships with people, even if you only build a relationship with one person.
Well, if you think about it, you remember, what was that guy on the motorcycle's name?
Gosh, well, now you put me on the spot. I don't want to get it wrong.
I just didn't remember, and I didn't want to get it wrong either.
Yeah, I have it right here.
That's a special man. I mean,
I'm pretty sure I know it, but I'm pretty sure it's Robert, but
I think
it's Robert Lance. Yep,
Robert Lance.
And I mean, that guy's just you know, a phenomenal character. He's definitely somebody that, you know, I think I could, you know, chill with. I mean, he's a cool guy. He was so down to talk about the product, to get in a couple videos. He was happy and excited about that. It sounds like we were out there last Saturday, and we got a lot of footage real quick, and then everyone was kind of leaving in the area, so we kind of, you know, scooted out of there about 2:30, 2:40. And right when we got home, he's like, "Oh, I just stopped back up there," and I'm like, "Oh man."
Yeah, we saw him come by, but it was too late.
Yeah, so hopefully we will, you know, run into him again. You know, and there's a couple other people too. I was, you know, I ran into this guy at the gas station, and his name is Justin, and he owns Roofing Solar Pros company in the Sherman area. And the guy is just, I mean, he is a rock solid guy. He has such a good mindset. His business model is phenomenal. The way he treats his employees, his customers, I was just like super impressed by talking to him just for a few minutes, and gave him that go pack. And he was like, "Dude, I'm gonna, you know, help you guys get as much business as I can." And I was like, "Well, hey, let me know, you know, what you think about the product." And so I reached out to him and waiting to hear back. But he was pumped about it. He's like, "This is a cool idea. This is a good setup." And it was just nice to get that response right away. Somebody looking at the pack. He didn't know that it was mine. The gas station guy. I gave him some samples, and he gave it to him. He was like, you know, he like motioned me like, "Hey, watch this." He's like, "Hey man, try this." And he's like, "What's this? This is cool, man. What is this?" And he's like, "It's Dogon Go Pack." And he was like, "Man, look at this. This is you guys carrying this now? This is so cool." And he's like, "No, we're not carrying it yet." And he like, the guy tears it open, and he's like, "This is the coolest thing ever, dude. I can just pop this right in my pocket." And it was fun to get that. And then he was like, "Have you tried it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I actually the one who made it." And he was like, "Oh my gosh." And we talked for a few minutes, and yeah, I mean, just learning about that guy, you know, his company is veteran owned and operated. He really pushes hiring veterans, and you know, for me, veterans are people who know how to push through regardless of circumstances.
Yeah,
you know,
those people don't really have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, they learned a long time ago that it's a mindset. You know, it's a mind game, and you know, if somebody's screaming in your face or if something's going wrong, you just put the next foot forward. You just keep going and get it done. And so whenever I meet people like that I feel are like, you know, really good people, really strong people, I try to, you know, kind of build some type of communication and relationship with them, just because I want to be around those types of people.
Right.
You know, like you will never make more than the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. You know, you'll never make more than that. There's like so many scientific studies on it. Like, you are who you hang around, and that's not just something your parents said when they thought your friend was an idiot. You know, that's like that's like the real deal. If you don't have friends that are millionaires, if you're not interacting with people who are successful in what you want to do, you know, you're never going to be able to get there just because of the mindset that you're in. And so to me, that's something I'm always doing. I have
unless you can turn those people into, you know, entrepreneurs, or, you know, switch their mindset. But I mean, at the same time, it's not going to be that easy.
But you can't do that unless you have that. You know, you can't give somebody something you don't have.
That's true.
You know, so it's like, you know, even like the best of intentions in trying to help somebody, you know, advice that you give or the thought process that you have could be the one thing that's stopping them from becoming successful. You know, like if you don't have it, you know, if you can tell other people how to be wealthy or how to be successful.
No, I guess you would have to know that first, but I don't know.
You know, so yeah, I mean, there's no like other way to slice it. Like, you know, and that's why I've made an effort throughout my entire life to, when I find somebody who's successful, or when I find somebody, and it's not always money success, you know, sometimes it's, you know, a good character or good integrity. When I find people like that, I'm honest with them. I'm like, hey man, I want to be your friend. I'm trying to elevate the people that I associate with. I think you're, you know, a high class person, a top notch guy, a top notch girl, whatever it is. And, you know, I'd love to do business with you. I'd love to, you know, chat with you. And I build like this list of mentors that I talk to and I work with, just because I know the value of that. And some of the most successful times in my life, it's because I was literally surrounded by everyone I was talking to was damn near a multimillionaire.
Right.
And it's just like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're going to be around those kind of people, of course it's going to rub off on you, you know?
Yeah. And you got to think too, if you're going to be around different kind of people that are, you know, that aren't pushing themselves 100% or aren't, you know, like, you know, negative aspects, that's going to rub off on you too.
It's true.
You know, influence goes both ways. And some people think like, oh, well, I can, you know, I'll influence them to be better. And it's like, no, you won't. No, you won't. Like, you know, you can maybe in moments get them to think about things differently, but, you know, unless that person dramatically changes, because it's like you can't trust yourself. You know, if you're trying to do something that you've never done before and you're telling yourself how to do it, you know, you can't really trust your advice to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you don't have, you know, it's like, it goes back to that, you can't give something to someone that you don't have. You know, even like people who, you know, with emotions or with, you know, trying to comfort somebody else, a lot of times that comforting of somebody else is really just a way for them to explore and go through the feelings that they need comforted in their own life. And it makes them feel better that, oh, I'm being nice to this person, or I'm saying positive stuff to this person, you know, but it's not the same thing as being like a model of it and having that effect energetically on somebody's life, because it's like it's a higher level of vibration, you know, when you're talking high level character, integrity, success, wealth, whatever it is, you know, family, you know, wealth. Like, I'm not talking about like money when I say family wealth. I'm talking about like kids and, you know, a loving spouse and, you know, close relationships with aunts and uncles and cousins. You know, that kind of stuff is powerful. It makes a big difference in your success. I mean, period.
Yeah.
You know, so that's something that I'm always looking to do. That's why I get excited when I meet somebody like, you know, like when we met Robert, a self-employed business owner, successful, winning awards for his company each year, you know, I mean, doing really well. And that's why I get excited to talk to those people. Right. And it's, you know, that was another thing Andrew Tate said. He's like, I don't hang out with losers. I don't answer their phone calls. He's like, I just don't. If they're not giving 110% in their life, if they're not driving towards their, you know, what they're supposed to do, if they're not taking care of their family, then I don't want that influence. And I don't know if I can go that hardcore, you know, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe that's what it takes. Maybe it's like you draw the line, like only performers interact with me, you know. And imagine if you were only surrounded by people who were like top level performers. Like, it's going to be a hugely positive environment. You know, and some people are like, I don't know anybody. I can't go out and meet anybody. Well, first off, going out and meeting people is like one of the most important things. You know, you have to get better at meeting new people.
I'm really bad at it, I'll be honest, but I guess
you do fine.
I think so in my head.
Yeah.
But
No, yeah. I mean, you know, when we meet people, you know, sometimes they connect better with you than with me. You know, I mean, you're good at meeting people.
I don't know.
But you know, if you're struggling to go out and find people or to meet a positive influence or a mentor, you know, the good news is there's a ton of them on YouTube videos, and you can find which one works for you, you know, and which one doesn't. And you know, there's also another tactic in the book, Think and Grow Rich. He talks about your imaginary advisors. And he's like, pick people that you really like, that you really look up to, whether they're alive or dead, all throughout history, and pretend like you're at a table with them and they are advising you on what you should do and what actions you should take, and go through the process of legitimately being like, you know, pretending like you're talking to them almost like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. What do you think I should do? And then think about how that person would respond, and then go back and learn, you know, look at that person's beliefs and what they did and their actions, and then be like, all right, is that response accurate to them? Yeah. And at first I thought this was like really weird and really crazy. But the more I've done it, the more powerful it has become, because it's like you get to be in the room and take advice from whoever you want. You know, like you can get some of the most highest level people in the world, and if you, especially nowadays, you have so much access to material that they've literally said, you know, videos of them literally talking, and it makes a huge positive impact for me, you know. But yeah, we're excited. I just want to talk a little bit about, you know, certain business principles, and you know, I think that redefining of quitting was a big thing for me today. And I may not look at myself like a quitter, because I'm like, I'm never going to give up on Dogon. I'm doing this thing. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. But at the same time, I got to look at all those little times I quit, where I'm like, you know, I should, you know, put together 5 videos of me on my phone and edit them and have them ready, and then I don't, you know, or I should write one more marketing email and then I don't, you know. Those are moments of quitting. And even if I push them out of my head and I don't think about them, subconsciously I know that I was quitting on myself in that moment. I know I took the easy way out, and I justified it with, I was tired, or I have a migraine. That's been a big one for me lately. I have a migraine, I got to stay late now. And it's like, no, like this morning I had a migraine. Guess what? It went away a hell of a lot quicker when I got up and just started fucking busting ass. I mean, it was a big difference. So I don't know, that hit me like a ton of bricks today, for sure.
There you go.
But yeah, guys, you know, we'll definitely be out at Carpenter's Bluff Bridge, or out at the park, probably at the park. That sounds better. And you know, just hanging out, looking for more pack members, really.
Yeah.
More people who want to be a part of a world-changing company and impact generations.
But we'll see you there.
See you guys.